Hi everyone, welcome to game development. This is one of those videos that I just make just to give guidelines on specific topics and specific applications of like programming. So today I'm going to be talking about game development in Java. So let's get started. Anyway, well, a game, just like any other software, just a game just like any other program is a software, and then it will have a main function and it will have functions. Okay, it will have features per se. Okay, so like this is like one thing that I'm going to say. A program is basically a collection of functions, and it's not automatic. You can automate it by using sensor information if it's actually that embedded, but if it's actually a software that runs independent of like whatever, it will still need information. So basically what you will have generally is that you have something like this. You have an input and you have an output. Okay, fine. So your input can be your keyboard, your input can be some sensor, can be a temperature sensor, can be a sensor. Your input can be a mouse. Your input can be a joystick. So sensor, I can actually add here and say Xbox sensors, like those it's like those kinetic sensors, so you can play like tennis games on that. Okay, so those are the kind of things I'm talking about. So that sensor is an example of a sensor. So, but you can actually have more things, like you can have controls, like well, also for Xbox or maybe PlayStation, you can buy like that wheel, that steering wheel for driving games and all that. So all those are input devices that you can use as inputs to a function. So basically, to a program. This program runs on a computer. So I want to explain like a lot of things behind this, but you can write this program, okay, using any language. You can use C, you can use C++, you can use Java, okay, and you can use anything, all right, any language. You can use Python, you can use web tools, you can use JavaScript, you can use any other language, okay. There's other frameworks actually for building games and all that, okay. And then from there, for the output, now you will need to show the information output. Okay, fine. I'm talking about programs in general, not only games. So this is how it is. So now on the output, you're going to have your screen. Well, you're going to have your speakers, which is you're gonna like play your audio, your game audio or your program audio, and you're going to have like well, you can have like USB output and output whatever kind of data, either video as well or audio, you know. Well, mostly those are the only ones, you know, like these are the few, but like basically the inputs are like this, but then you can have an output, which is a screen, speaker, USB, or just a file, just a custom file, you know. Like for instance, maybe like this program is a program that converts like, you know, files from image to PDF. So you'll have an input file and you'll have an output file, which is a PDF. So you can also have that. So all these things are inputs to a program, and these are outputs to a program. Okay. Now this program itself must actually be able to read all these things. It must be able to read this, it must be able to output to this, okay? But normally a program, when you write it in these languages must provide functions, okay? They must provide functions for you to be able to access these features, because these are hardware features. Normally from a higher level language like C++, Java, Python, JS, well, C can be seen as both low level and high level, depending on what you're doing really, but C is basically for low level programming. Okay, so this program must be able to access libraries that can access these functions. So I won't like go deep into that, okay? But then this must actually provide those functions. But thing is now, these ones, normally what they do have and what they come with, like functions which they come with, okay, they may come with libraries, and libraries basically are just packages of classes, okay, classes that give you group of functionalities. So basically a class is like a group or a category of specific functions. So it will contain functions and fields. Okay, so So basically these fields store data, these functions manipulate data. Okay, and from there, well, you'll have functions and fields. That's basically what they contain. And you can have a list of classes, okay? And for examples of classes can be like video classes, like let's say audio class, you can have a video class, you can have like text editing class, you can have strings class, you can have number classes, and this can be in any of these languages. Okay, well, normally in C you don't really have classes, you just have functions. Okay, and these functions have header files. So you normally in C you have header files and you have C files, and in a header file you store data, okay, or functions that relate to a specific header file. So if you include it, if you use hash include and include it, the functionality is automatically included in there. Okay, so but then like in C++, same thing, but actually you have to build a class and then have the functions inside classes. So this is actually a low-level language, okay, and low-level, high-level, like I always say. But then C++, Java, Python, and most languages used to build like software applications are high-level languages. Okay, and they have classes and functions. But so these functions basically they manipulate data, and this fields they store data. Okay, so now I'm going to go deeper and say system functions or system libraries which come pre-packaged with this ones. Okay, normally you find that this gives you normally they have classes which give you general information, like they can give you access to the mouse. Okay, like for instance Java gives you this function called like a mouse listener, and C++ gives you like stdio where you can listen from the keyboard and you can actually like send streams in and out. Python gives you like they all have those functions, but things some languages are more advantageous more than other languages because of their features. But now I'm going to actually go deeper now and actually just choose only one language that I'm going to be talking about in this video, which is Java. Okay, so now what does Java give to us? Java has a lot of libraries, but I'm going to talk about a few that you're going to need in our game development. Okay, so we'll need a Java scanner. Scanner is for reading inputs or outputs. This is what comes with Java. And then we'll also have like we have a scanner. We'll need file as well. We'll need file. Okay, we'll need okay, fine. Streams. We'll need a streams function. We'll need a streams. It's actually a class. These are all classes. Okay, you'll need streams. Okay, and then from there we'll need like audio. So for audio, there's actually a lot of like third-party libraries for audio. So I won't be actually specifying a specific file. But then in our case, we're going to use this library. Okay, or this group of libraries which come up. They come with a book like learning how to program in Java. Okay, fine, it's a university book. So but it actually, if you go to their website you can find libraries there. So like they just place in their website, like, well, they're not really for like professional development, but then like if you're starting to learn Java and you want to explore like what Java has more for you, you can actually use those classes and build your apps from those classes. And the actual file, the actual package is called stdlib. And it contains functions like stddraw. It contains functions like classes like stddraw, stdaudio, okay, std draw audio, std. What else? There's actually a lot, I actually just forgot, but they have this std blah blah blah, std blah blah blah, but these are the name of the classes. Then from draw you find functions that you can use to draw stuff on the screen. From audio you can find stuff that you can actually draw on the on the context and all of that. But you have scanner, so, and you also have stdio, stdin, and stdout. Okay, yes, and other functions, other classes, sorry. There's a library, these are classes, these are also classes. These ones come with Java and more, okay? And then these ones come from this one. So we're going to include this library in our code, okay? Now we're going to use these functions as well. So like I said, like you can see, these ones give you general functions. They give you functions to draw, functions for audio, functions for input streams and output streams, functions for all these other things like std picture, basically is a class which actually allows you to modify pictures. If you can look inside this classes, you'll find functions which actually work on the kind of object you can create with this. So basically they allow you to be able to create an object, store the object, and then from there manipulate the object. Okay. Now from there, all right, so we have scanner, and scanner can be used to read inputs and outputs. Okay. File also is just a file that you store your input data, so you can have your read-write operations on the file system using the file. You can use this to, but normally in our game case, you're going to use a file to store a state of a game. Let's say, for instance, now someone plays the game and then they actually reach a specific high score which has never been reached before, and you want to actually store the data inside the program, inside somewhere or inside something, okay, so that when someone else next time plays the game, it should not forget that the highest score was this. Maybe, okay, fine, well, you can beat the highest score, but the place where you store the highest score itself must be in something, and normally that should be on the hard drive. That should be on a static memory, not non-static memory like RAM. So you cannot store that on the RAM memory. You can only store that on the file system, inside a text file, or just any file. It doesn't have to be a text file, okay, or a binary file, whatsoever that is. Okay, so you also have strings. A string is a class. Okay, string is a class. And you also have, well, we have a lot of functions, man. So we have a lot. I think some of them, I'll actually just mention them as we go along the way, but then we are going to need these basic functions to build our game. So, but like I said, these are not the only things we'll need for us to be able to make a game. You might need more things. If you're building a higher resolution game, you'll probably need mouse inputs. Okay, you probably need mouse inputs, keyboard inputs, joystick inputs, sensor inputs, and then have a program there. And you're probably gonna have a screen, and the driver here might be OpenGL or something. OpenGL, the 3D rendering graphics libraries. It's a third-party library. It's very powerful. And for audio also, you might need you might use drivers what is it, ASIO. You can use something like ASIO, but these are also libraries, okay, and they're actually best accessible using CH. Well, there's actually a lot of APIs, okay, fine, for different platforms, but well, you actually find people using that, and in most games that you actually play on your phone or maybe on your computer, probably use this, okay. So yeah, this is basically the basics of what you have to understand about general program, and what programs can do. This is just an introductory course, okay. Thank you.